All right, Shalom and Barakathum. Blessed as always to you believing brothers and sisters who make up the body of Hamashiach, the anointed, Yahweh Shai, who is our Lord and Savior, who soon to return and deliver the elect. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, infinite honor, and glory to the God of heaven and earth, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, whose name is Yahweh Shai. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, whose name is Yahweh Shai. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel, Barakim La, Habayath, Madawadah. Blessings to the house of David, which your brothers labored in truth and in sincerity, and to the Akyam Wa'akwath, brothers and sisters that also listen and believe on the glorious gospel being preached unto you. I say Shalom. Shalom and Barakathum Tamyad, right, to all the believers. This is the Brother Sakallah back with a lesson all through the Spirit. And I wanted to touch on something that I read here just recently. I came across this article recently, and I originally got it on Fortune, from the Fortune magazine, but it wouldn't let me bring it up when I tried to bring it up. So I'll just read it from this article here. This is from ABC13.com. Now, it says Houston billionaires Rich and Nancy Kinder pledged to give away 95% of wealth to charities. And I'm going to read just a little bit and then go into a few precepts that came to mind when I saw this article. Now it goes on to say, Houston billionaires Rich and Nancy Kinder told ABC 13's Melanie Lawson they plan to donate an astonishing 95% of their multi-billion-dollar wealth to charities. It comes as the Kinder Foundation announced an $18.5 million expansion project for Emancipation Park in the heart of the Third Ward. That historic park was founded by slaves in 1872. While you may not know the Kinders, you've certainly seen the Kinder name on buildings and facilities around the city of Houston. They are one of the wealthiest couples in the nation, worth $11.4 billion, according to Forbes. The Kinders are also among the most generous, giving away hundreds of millions to Houston institutions and charities. Their plan is to give away almost all of their wealth, or more than $10 billion. Rich Kinder helped build oil and gas pipeline giant Kinder Morgan, but he stepped down as CEO more than a decade ago for a what he calls bigger cause. Now, it goes on to just speak about how these Edomites here, who are given over to philanthropy, are giving away all this money, the majority of their wealth, because they're at the end of their life. Now, the importance of that is when you go into the scriptures, it tells you that this is what Esau would be doing. Esau, Edom, the man of sin. When you read in Malachi, the first chapter, the 4th verse, it tells you that Esau will be the border of wickedness. Wherever Esau is at, he is the wicked of the earth. He is the man of sin, also the children of fools. These are names that are associated with identifying Esau in the scriptures. This is the book of Job 20, and I'll start at verse 7. This entire chapter gives us a lot of insight on the wicked. Job 20 and verse 7, it says, "Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung." Speaking of Esau, that's the he in context. "They which have seen him will say, Where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night," meaning he's going to lose his power and he's going to go into captivity. That's him being chased away. Ultimately, he's going to be eradicated when you read in the book of Obadiah. It tells you that there won't be none remaining of the house of Esau. Verse 9, "The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him." Meaning the nations are not, Esau ultimately is going to be eradicated. The nations, after 1,000 years, are not going to see any more Edomites on the earth. Verse 10, "His children shall seek to please the poor." Here's the point. They're giving away all this money. Now they conveniently put in there that, how slaves had built so many things in Houston and a particular park that they donated all this money to. Because this is an Esau spirit here, Job is letting us know that this is the things that he would do to try to show that he's kind and he's generous and righteous. When we know the scriptures say God is not in all of his thoughts. Job 20 and verse 10, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. So this is them given to all these different universities, given over to the philanthropy, them saying they're going to give away 95% of their wealth to charities, right? His children is seeking to please the poor. Continuing on, verse 11, his bones are full of the sins of his youth. And it's made me think about this. Esau is full of the sins of his youth. So that's what is clear here in the last days as it concerns the man of sin, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the European, the Caucasian today is what they go by. They are the Edomites. Let's read that again, Job 20 and 11. His bones are full of the sins of his youth. So he can't get out of the fact that all the wickedness that he's done to get into the place that he's in now. And he has to pay for the sins of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. And that's when he is put away. Ultimately, he's going to be in captivity. He's going to be in a state of confusion or in a low place. And that is being captive to the children of Israel. So the sins of his youth, he can't get out of it. He can't get away from that. So that's all through the spirit of the Most High God, Yahweh, and his son, Yahushua. Now, let's show you why the sins of his youth is so important, because he's seeking to please the poor, because he wants to get away from all the wickedness that he's done and what they have done as a people. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. It says, that which have been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And God requireth that which is past. So it don't matter how much, these Edomites give to charities, or how much philanthropy they do, or money they give to research, or whatever they do. None of it can equate to actually the evil that they've done, or the sins, as we read in Job 20 and 11, the sins of their youth. Nothing can equate to what they have done. They can't do anything to get out of that. There has to be judgment, and true retribution given by God. And that can only be given by God for the evil that was done to the children of Israel. So God, it says, requireth that which is past. Now, this comes to mind as well. This is Colossians, the 3rd chapter. And it should be the last verse, Colossians 3 and verse 25. It says, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done, and there is no respect of persons. So with God, he's not going to look past the sins of their youth. He's not going to allow for the evil that's been done to be excused because these Edomites gave money or gave their wealth up before they died, so on and so forth. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change what God said would happen, to this godless nation, the Edomites. Isaiah 14, and I'll go right to the point, verse 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Now, I just told us before in Job that his children would seek to please the poor. Isaiah 14 and 21 again, prepare slaughter for his children, those children that will be seeking to please the poor, for the iniquity of their fathers, all the evil doing, the sins of their youth, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. Because right now, the cities of the world are, reflective of ancient Petra, or the architecture of the Edomites, going back to Rome, Petra, going back to the time of the Greeks, and even here in America. That's how all the architecture in the earth is a mirror of the rule of the wicked. So there's nothing that he can do. Slaughter's being prepared for the Edomites, and there's no way to get out of that. So let's continue to go on and show that. Now I'm going to go back. We were in Job. Let's go back to Job, and let's get a little bit more out of Job. We were in Job 20. Now let's go down a little bit to verse 26. This is Job 20 and verse 26. It says, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. That's speaking of the missiles. That's that fire not blown. It's going to consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. That will be all the Edomites and those that are here in Babylon when the destruction comes that don't get delivered. Verse 27, the heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. So this will be all the nations. Continuing on, the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Verse 29, This is the portion of a wicked man. This is the portion of the Most High have for the Edomites, the wicked of the earth, the border of wickedness once again, in Malachi 1 and 4, which is the designation given to the Edomites, the man of sin on the earth. And he can't get it around that either. The fact that he is the wicked of the earth. He is Shaitan. He is, adverse. He's the wicked. Job 20 and 29 again. This is the portion of a wicked man from God, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High God. So the Most High God has appointed his judgment to come. It says in the NLT is decreed, meaning it's written in the word. This is in the law, that this would happen to the wicked. This would happen to Esau. This is the book of Psalm, to add to that, 17. Going to the point, Psalm 17. And I'll start at verse 13. It says, Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, speaking of Esau, which is thy sword. It says, from men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. They've ruled in this time. They've ruled the world here. 2 Ezra 6 and 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Continuing on, it says, which have their portion in this world, in whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. The hid treasure, you go to Psalm 135th chapter, it tells you the children of Israel are the hid treasure. The same thing it says in the book of Malachi, the 3rd chapter, the 17th verse. That's the hid treasure, which are the Israelite, the precious jewels of God, which would be the Israelites, those who the Edomites, the wicked, have put into captivity. Whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. So even though those Edomites were saying they were going to leave 95% of their money, well, the rest is going to go to their family. So they leave their substance, it says, to their babes, to their family members. That's the generational wealth. So there you go. Now, we know this is speaking more and more about Esau, because all of the scriptures that identifies what the wicked would be doing in the last days and how to identify the man of sin. Now let's get that and then get out after bringing another precept or so. This is Psalm 73 and verse 3. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. We see the wicked prosper today. As King David told us, he saw the wicked, in great power, spreading himself like a green bay tree. Psalm 73 and 3 again, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. So that's how we would know the Edomites here today. They're not plagued or in trouble like other men. They're the rich. They're the rich of the earth. And the children of Israel will be the poor of the earth. Now, let's show that further. This is what the Most High says concerning the Edomites. They're not in trouble as other men because of their wealth and their power. This is Luke 6 and 23. It says, rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. That's speaking of the believers. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe, which is death and destruction and sorrow, but woe unto you that are rich, for you have your consolation. So you have your comfort. Your consolation is your comfort and your happiness. You have your consolation. So this is Esau's consolation. It was ruling today, going all the way back to the time of Jacob and Esau, in a time where Isaac gave the blessing to Esau that he would dwell, and have the fatness of the earth, and he would rule by the sword. So they've received their consolation from that blessing that was given unto them. And now is the time where now the wicked has to reap what they have sown. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying to you believing brothers and sisters. I want to give all praises, infinite honor, and glory to the God of heaven and earth, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Kwadash. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, and his son Yahweh Shai. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel. Barak Yam La, Habayath, Madabadah. Blessings to the house of David and to the Akim and Akwath. Brothers and sisters that listen and believe on the glorious gospel being preached. And to you, I say, Shalom, Shalom, and Barakatham.